back with Jim Goldbeck. Thank you very much, Jim, for being with us today.
Sure, absolutely.
And we're going to look at the G.L.O.V.E, which stands for Generated Low Output Voltage Emitter by Compliant Technologies. And I think it's a tool that could be used by law enforcement to really help with situations where you could avoid excessive force. So Jim has agreed to let me use it on him. Basically, all we're going to do is I'm just going to use it on his arm. So what's different about the G.L.O.V.E than a taser? Taser, when you shoot out the probes, it basically courses through your body. And that, because of the amount of voltage and amperage that's used in a taser, can lead sometimes to a cardiac problem. Mm-hmm. With the G.L.O.V.E, that doesn't happen because it is localized in the spot where you grab somebody. So in this case, I'm grabbing his forearm. So it's going to stay right within the forearm. It's low voltage, only goes up to 320 volts. Generally, you're only going to feel about 0.05 amps. So that means it's not possible to affect your heart. I mean, they've had people research this, the top people apparently in the field of conducted electrical weapons. And so that makes it a very safe, humane weapon. But what it does do is not only is it, I would say, uncomfortable. I've used it on me several times, and I find it very uncomfortable. But you stop thinking about resisting, and that's where you get the compliance. So people comply. They don't want it to be used on them again. And then because of that, I'm not having to use difficult chokeholds, striking, and things like that's going to cause more permanent damage, right?
And I'm hoping it'll help me grow my hair back.
We'll see if that happens. Hey, we could have another use for this glove.
Yes.
So, all right, so I'm going to put the glove on now. All right, so the other thing about the glove, too, is that unlike a taser, this actually allows me to continue to be able to use my other weapons, right? So if I'm wearing this, I can still use and draw a firearm. I can still use the taser, pepper spray. I could still get to my baton if I needed those things. So basically, it's useful throughout the entire force continuum, right?
And I did try it on, and what he's saying is correct. You do have the complete use of your hand to use any other tool. It's not too bulky. It's fine.
Right, which is obviously a concern, right? You want to be able to do
Yes.
all those other things, manipulate, and including manipulate people. Now, I didn't bring handcuffs with me, but the other thing is what's interesting about it is I can still handcuff you and not have the charge go through the handcuffs. Now, it's not on right now because this isn't lit, so there's no charge going through this. But when I do grab him with it on, I'm going to grab him here and here. And this is to show you that I'm not feeling it as well. So I can control you without having it affect me. So if there's another officer who's involved and we need two of us to control you, he's not going to feel it. So again, I can have my hands on you, someone else can't. Now this doesn't go through clothes, just like with the taser, doesn't go through hair, right? So I've got to have skin. I've got to be like skin-to-skin contact with this. But fingers, hands, it tends to be, if you think it's a larger guy who might not feel it, you just tend to grab more towards the fingers because you're going to feel it more in the fingers than you are on the arm. Most people I've seen this used on, it gets a reaction in 2 to 3 seconds at the most. So here's my plan. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn it on, and I'm going to say glove on, and then I'm going to grab you, and I'm just going to kind of pull you forward a little bit.
Okay.
And I'm not going to do anything else. That's it. See how you react to it, and then I'll let go of you. So,
I promise I won't hit you.
I appreciate that. All right, so I've turned it on, so now the glove is on. So now I'm going to grab Jim here, say glove on. And how'd that feel?
It hurt.
He's a trooper. So didn't say anything. I like that. No admission that there's pain there, but there is discomfort, right? I mean, it's,
yeah, absolutely.
So it is not something that most people want to be grabbed with after one session.
I feel like that would be a fantastic tool. Absolutely.
And that was one glove.
Yes.
So
I could imagine two gloves.
Two gloves. So with most people, one is enough. So Jeff Nicholas, who is the founder of Compliant Technology, said there's only been a couple people where he's found that he had to use two gloves on them. And he hasn't found anyone that's been able to really resist the two gloves right now. Now, as you can see, all I was doing was kind of grabbing him, just pulling him. So I wasn't using any other sort of techniques on you other than that. So if I had to, I could obviously enhance what I was doing, right? So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to give this over to Jim so he can return the favor to me.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Okay.
So unfortunately, I was going to bring and then forgot to bring a training knife because I thought, hey, we could use that. But instead, I'm going to use my trusty Kubotan here and pretend this is a knife. So I'm just going to act like I'm thrusting this towards you, and I'm going to let you do whatever you want to take the knife out of my hand, all right?
Okay.
Then, of course, using the glove here, we're trying to avoid having to do any strikes or anything like that. Now, with the knife, obviously, this is the deadly force situation, so pretty much anything would go in this situation to protect yourself firearm, anything else you could do. Right now we're just saying, hey, he's got the glove. What's that going to do? Is it going to make me drop the knife? Let's see. So why don't you go ahead and turn that on?
Okay.
So you press and hold for 2 seconds. Now it's lit, so now it's on.
I will have to say, if somebody comes at me with a knife, I'm probably going to react differently, but obviously we have to use the glove.
Right.
So I'm not going to do what I would normally do, because there's that 21-foot rule with a knife where if I'm standing here and an offender has a knife 20 feet away or less, and he decides to charge at me, by the time you actually get your firearm out and ready, he's on you.
Yes.
So I'm just doing this basically for the video.
Exactly.
To grab you and show how it affects.
I believe 100%. If I was this close,
I would not be doing this technique.
Yeah.
Okay.
If I was this close with a knife, this would be extremely difficult for you to do much of anything unless you're already anticipating it. So
Yeah.
that's why I'm just saying, for just this demonstration, we're doing that. So
Okay.
all right, so I'm coming in with my thrust. Nice. So
And I kicked the knife away.
there you go. So it made me open my hand. I had to actually let go because I couldn't keep it closed anymore because it was just stimulating the muscles so much. So very effective. You just get a hold of me with that, and it really opens up my hand anyway. So thoughts?
Sorry.
No. Go ahead. No, touch me on the clothes. Right. So
Okay.
that's why you don't feel anything. So
Yeah.
that's why it's great, because you won't end up usually using it on yourself. So
Yeah.
yeah. So any other thoughts about what you think about the glove?
I think it'd be a great tool. I would be all over this thing if it was available.
Okay.
So I think it, again, could be a great tool for law enforcement.
Yeah.
I think it'd be actually possibly more effective than a taser in a close situation.
Right,
Obviously, way more effective
Yeah.
than even a stun,
Yeah.
because once the stun's over, it's over.
Yeah.
Now with this, once you have some skin, that's it.
Yep.
So unless you're some 6'10", 450-pound man,
Yeah.
it's probably going to be pretty effective.
Yeah.
So I think it'd be a great tool.
Okay. Well, good to know. So there you go. Jim, I want to thank you very much for coming out today. I really appreciate your time
Oh,
and your
you're welcome.
insights and all your stories.
Oh, sure.
And thank you, everyone, for watching. For more information about Best Defense Concepts, please visit our website. We've got a YouTube page where you can subscribe. You can also visit us on Facebook. Until then, stay safe.
Stay safe. Goodbye.